Let's read this problem. It says, a man invests $12,000 into two accounts. If one account pays 10% per year and the other 7% per year, how much was invested in each account? And we're given the total amount of interest. There is a basic thing we need to know here, and that is that interest is equal to the principal, the amount that you invest, times the interest rate, times the time, that is the number of years that you leave the investment in that account. The interest is equal to the principal times the rate times the time. Now, what have we got here? We said we know that a man invests $12,000 into two accounts, and one pays 10%, one pays 7% per year. So it looks like, okay, how much was invested in each account if the total earned in the first year? All right, first year. We're just looking at 1 year. So in this case, because this is the first year, I'm thinking that T is just equal to 1 here. We've got two accounts and a total of $12,000 in both of those. And one account pays 10% and one pays 7%. I'm going to do this. Here's the account that pays 7%. How much should we put in there? Well, we don't know. X number of dollars. And then how about the 10% account? How much goes in here? So let's think about this for just a minute here. We have up here at the top, we have 12,000 total. Out of that 12,000, we're going to take X number of dollars and put it here, and then the remaining amount here. So what if we did this? What if out of the 12,000, we took 10,000 and put it here? How much would be left for this one? Well, 12,000 minus the 10,000 would give us the 2,000. But now all we know here is not necessarily 10,000, but it's just X number of dollars. So how much is going to go here? So out of that 12,000, we take out X. So what's the residual? How much is left for this one? It's going to be the total amount minus the amount that we've already distributed. And now here's what I know. I'm going to write this. I'm going to say the total interest that we make is equal to the interest at the 7% plus the interest that we make at 10%. Okay, that makes sense to me. That's how I'm thinking about it. The total amount of interest I make is divided up between the two interests that we make for the 7% and the 10%. Now, here's what we do know. The total interest is, that's up here, $960. So this is $960, and that's equal to, so what is this? What's the interest at 7%? Well, that's where we come right back up here. The interest that we make is the amount we invest times the interest rate. So at 7%, the amount we invest is X, and the percent is 7%. So this is going to be 7% of X plus, and then what is this one here? This is the interest we make at 10%. So that's going to be, what is it? It's the 10% times the amount that we invest. So I'm going to write that as 10% of 12,000 minus X. Now let's make this a little simpler. We'll get 960 equals, how about 0.07x plus 0.10 of. That of is a multiplication. In mathematics, of is multiply. 10% of multiply 12,000 minus X. There's our equation. We just need to solve this one. So we've come upon these equations earlier where we have decimals. So what have we got? Tenths, hundredths? I can move that decimal over 2 places to the right. That means I have to move this 2 places to the right, and then this one 2 places to the right. So let's do that. That'll eliminate all the decimals. So we're going to get 960. I'll do it up here. 960, and then I move the decimal 2 places to the right, so it's going to be 96,000 equals 7x, right? I'm moving the decimal 2 to the right, so I get 7x plus, and then 2 to the right here gives me 10 times 12,000 minus x. We can distribute through here, so we'll get 96,000 equals 7x plus, okay, that's a 12 the 3 zeros and then a 0 from the 10, 120,000, minus 10x. We're getting there. Now, 7x minus 10x, so we're going to get 96,000 equals negative, 3x plus 120,000. Let's subtract that 120,000 from both sides. Now that's going to give us negative 24,000 is equal to negative 3x. And now let's divide by that negative 3. So I get negative 24,000 divided by negative 3, that's x. So x is equal to, well, 3 goes into 24 8 times. I've got 3 zeros. All right, so I've got the value of x. Now, it's a word problem, so follow it all the way back and find out what x was to begin with. I follow it all the way back. What was x? X is the amount that we invested at 7%. And then right below it, you have the amount that you invested at 10%. So I'm going to do that right here. Right below this, I'm going to write that 12,000 minus x. Okay, so there's the x. I got that 8,000. So 12,000 minus 8,000 is 4,000. And what is that? That is the amount, that 12,000 minus x, that's the amount of 10%. So let's summarize. I'll do that right up here. So at 7%, how much did we invest? We invested $8,000. And at 10%, how much did we invest? $4,000. There we go.